Hello everyone, this is Sherry at Soul Conscious. I apologize for my voice. I have been under the weather a little bit this last week due to the crazy weather that we've been experiencing where I'm at in the world. We've had a lot of crazy back and forth cold to warm temperatures, and that's got everything in my head kind of going crazy right now. I've already done testing. It's not COVID, but it is taking a minute to get over whatever this is. So I apologize with my voice and just bear with me as I get through this reading, because this is going to be our weekly soul weather forecast, where I'm going to go ahead and give us a general message for this upcoming week, and then we're going to go day by day, starting with Sunday and moving on through Saturday to get, and I pull emoji cards that I've created to get the mood for each day, what our mood might be and look like, and then some additional messages that might come through on a day-to-day basis to kind of look out for, kind of that daily vibe, daily like I said, soul weather. So this is a general reading, so it's for whoever finds it. When you find it, there's probably something in the message that's meant for you. If it doesn't resonate with you, you know, it's understandable. That happens. Not everything's going to resonate with everyone. There's millions and billions of people out in the world, and so know that this may or may not resonate with you, and if it doesn't, that's okay. Maybe another message will. So I also want to take the time to say, if you have a chance and you do end up liking this reading, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, because it helps my channel grow and helps these videos get out to more people, so that more people have the chance to see the messages, because that's what I'm really here to do. I do this for free on my own time, just to share my gifts with the world, and to share, hopefully help some people out there, or in some small way. That's my intention. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump right into this week's soul weather forecast and see what comes up. Now, one of the things I want to say, as before I went into this reading, I got a vision of almost like black. It felt like a cape, or like if paper burns and it kind of crumbles into pieces that are black, that are kind of floating on the wind. I saw something that was black and whole, like kind of being crumbled apart and flying away, breaking apart and flying away. And once that was all cleared, and that was gone, and the wind had taken it and blown it all away, there was a little child sitting there playing. So what I really, really felt from that vision was that there are many people that have been, especially maybe during this period of COVID, that have been working, healing some shadow energies in themselves, some darker energies in themselves, and learning to get back in touch. And once they healed some of those, maybe some traumas, some toxic patterns they had in their life, that is allowing them to step into this energy, more that energy of the inner child within you, or that the childlike innocence and qualities that you encompass, when you're young, before the world kind of has its way with you, so to speak, and you get into situations where you pick up these maybe not so great behaviors, or behavior patterns, habits, perceptions of how things should be. So I really see that's the message this week, is that there's been something in the collective, something that everybody has moved past, that they've moved past something that was holding them back a little bit, that was keeping them in this kind of a little bit of toxicity, maybe a little bit of negative thinking. I see that being stripped away, like I saw it kind of burnt away, crumbled away with the wind. and it brings out more of our authentic self, who we really truly are, and who we show ourselves to the world, that innocence, that inner child, that innocence around us. So that's what I really feel was, like what I got from the vision leading up into this week's reading. And I really see that as being reflected in the cards that are coming out as well. That message is just being impacted by the cards that are coming up. That really seems like that's the message. Okay, that's the card that wants to come. So I see this as, so what I have is the Two of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Two of Cups. Okay? So what I see this as is, like I said, that vision that I had, I see this card here is that, us sitting in that bit of toxicity, kind of having that blindfold on, not seeing, like that we were maybe behaving in the best way, and that caused us, like, where we're batting at those crows, we're batting, kind of like batting things around in our life, because we're not maybe approaching them in the best way, because we might have been approaching them from that little bit of, like I said, toxic behavior. And it doesn't have to be behavior. It could be a perception that you had, that you've changed your perception on how you look at something, because maybe you didn't realize you were taught, that growing up or something, you were taught a certain way, and then you came to a realization that maybe that wasn't the best way to handle things or do things, and realized there was a better way for you, that was better than what you were taught, because things change, and that's part of being a human, is growing and adapting, because everything, our environment around us, is constantly shifting and changing, and we need to grow and shift and change too. And it's when we don't shift and change, when we're stuck in that stagnant energy, that's when those toxic behaviors and patterns can form, because we're being stuck. We're not adapting and changing the way we look at things based on how the world is changing around us. So it's like when you try and stay with what you're comfortable with, when you don't want things to change, when you just want things to stay the status quo, you want to keep doing things the way you've always done them. And that can be a little bit of toxicity in that, because we as humans, our main purpose is to continue learning and growing and moving and changing, just like the world around us does. Just like if you look, everything has cycles. The seasons are cycles. Our year is a cycle. Our weeks are, everything's in cycles. Everything's cyclical. So we too have to continue changing and growing, and we have cycles as well. And if if you're familiar with tarot, it talks about, tarot reflects those cycles. You go from your ones, your 0 1s through 10, and then you go start back over at 1. It cycles around and cycles. So, and I get this 8 of Cups is that walking away from that toxic behavior pattern, that old perception, that and I see this as, this is something that 2 of Cups, like in traditional, and if you're looking at a love reading, your 2 of Cups is usually a soulmate or someone significant, a significant connection of some kind. But I'm getting this in this context as this is how we're perceiving the world, our connection with the world, and how we show up in it, and how we work with the energies around us, with what's around us in our environment. And so it's getting out of that confusion, walking away from that state of confusion into something that is going to work, be more compatible for us, that's going to work and be more productive for us overall. So I don't feel that needs to really have clarification, because I really feel that was the weekly message that wanted to come out. I feel that very strongly, and I don't feel that there's any need to clarify that. So we're going to go ahead and also, because as you hear, my voice is pretty rough. So I only have a limited amount of energy, and these readings do take a bit of energy out of me, since it does come through as channeled messages that I work with my guides to do. So we're going to go ahead and do our day by day, starting with Sunday, and see what wants to come out for every day of the week this week. So this is what we have on Sunday. Feeling a little bit good. And I'm trying to remember, I think when I did, I can't remember this, the weekend forecast, but I know the previous week we were in pretty good energies overall. And I think I want to say maybe the weekend's forecast we were in pretty good energies, and this is for Sunday. I see this as being a very like I'm A-okay, I'm A-okay. And if this message is resonating with you, and you're if you're somebody that has moved past or broken a cycle that you've been in, that you're getting out of those darker energies, or that feeling stuck, or feeling defeated kind of energies, and you're stepping into that more kind of, sun card energy of happiness and feeling better, feeling more yourself, feeling better about your situation, about life, then this definitely reflects that, that feeling. I definitely feel, that's that energy. And so it's helping us, especially with the time of the year it is, with the weather, at least here, getting a little bit better. I mean, every weather's different everywhere in the world, so it may not, you're going to have to take this as it resonates for you wherever you are in the world. But still, I mean, for where I'm at, we're moving into our springtime. The weather's getting better, and I see, the bees are coming to the birds, and the bees and everything are coming out and being more active, and we're becoming more active, things are picking up, getting a little bit busier, hectic. I see this as movement, kind of that, kind of busy, we're busy on the move, sort of energy. I'm going to go ahead and get, what, I think that's good. I think I'm good with that on Sunday. I'm really picking that up as Sunday is going to be a day of feeling like getting things done, being on the move, maybe got errands run because you're in this, feeling a little bit better, feeling like getting things done. And if you have good weather, that definitely could be the case. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Monday and see what Monday has in store for us. How are we going to be feeling on Monday, please? How will we be feeling come Monday? Oh, the money. I had a song come to my mind right when I pulled that card, but there's no way I can sing it with my voice right now. Yeah, come and take a ride with me. Chilling in the back with you show me the money. That's the song that came out as soon as I pulled out that card. Show me the money. That is so hilarious, so hilarious. But it looks like there might be a little bit of challenge around this, but there is going to be victory. So it looks like it's not gonna, I don't see this as, that's too many cards. Okay, well that one wanted to come back out. Okay, so for this money that's coming out for Monday, this is something that's been like a long time coming. I see this has been, it's something that has maybe, if you're resonating with this is something that's been in the works for a while, but maybe got put on hold. you were anticipating this money coming to you, but for some reason it got put on hold, or you thought, something happened that you thought that it wasn't coming, and because so much time's passed and there's been a lot of maybe obstacles in the way, like that you kind of discounted, okay, well, I can't count on that money because it's not coming. But when you start, I see this as needing to give to the situation to receive this money. So it's going to require some work on your part for this money to show up. It's not going to just show up out of the blue. Like, you're not going to scratch off an instant lottery ticket and win some money. It's going to be something that you have put time into either at some point, or will need to put a little time in it. It might require, you to reach out to someone, or, write it, a phone call, an email, or talking with someone, making a connection of some kind that helps, see the victory in this. And I see this as being something that potentially, you kind of discounted and thought this wasn't going to happen, but I see that it might be, and you have to know that even though we're doing this day by day, this energy doesn't have to be specific to this day. We're pulling it on that day. So, there's a higher probability for people, for it, maybe for something to move on this situation on that day. I mean, it could be, that you get news or work with somebody or meet somebody that might, bring this about eventually, where you've discounted it and thought this was not going to come about. Maybe you're going to see some movement on it somehow on Tuesday. So it's kind of that thing. You got to take this in context of knowing that, you can't be die hard that it's got to be this day, so keep that in mind. That's just the energy of kind of how the feeling of the message is coming through, that there could be movement around that money situation for you on Tuesday in some manner. And this is energy I'm picking up on. I feel, and I feel energy that comes through. The messages come through as a feeling to me, so I pick it up as a way I feel mostly. Sometimes I do get visions. Sometimes I do, like the song pops up, something pops into my head, but mostly it's just a feeling. It's just my intuition, kind of brings something up. So I want to, just make sure people realize that is the energy. So that's maybe not in the physical world. It could be something behind the scenes is happening on Tuesday that you don't see, that is happening toward that matter, so just keep that in mind. I just want to make, people aware of that. So that was Monday. So we're going to go ahead and, I got the wrong deck of cards. I need the emoji cards. For Tuesday, we're going to go ahead and move on to Tuesday and see what we have for Tuesday. What's our message for Tuesday, please? What's our message for Tuesday, please? Okay. I see this as, first thought, I'm gonna clarify, but I kind of got as being a little judgmental and critical of something. This is what I felt the moment I touched that card. So we're gonna see if that's how that plays out with the card, the cards that want to come out. So this is around a relationship, and relationships can be anything. It not necessarily love. It can be, but it can be, unless something else comes out with it. It can be a relationship with your job, a coworker, a family member. It's your relationship to something, because I'm not getting love off of this card. I'm getting relationship. So relationship energy, that relationship dynamic of your, like, relationship to a person, place, or thing. It's definitely, and nothing came out to indicate it's a person. So, take that definitely as it resonates for you. but I see this as whatever this relationship is to you. You need to stop being judging and criticizing the situation, the person or the situation, whatever it may be, the context it is for you, because you need to let this grow. You need to sit back, take a step back, kind of, like I said, stop being in that kind of judgmental energy, because that's what I really felt off of this card, that judgmental critic, like criticizing someone or something, maybe being a little prideful, wanting to control a situation, do things your way. I'm really kind of feeling that little bit of that energy of that's keeping things stuck and not allowing things to grow in the way they need to grow in this situation or this relationship. And like I said, this relationship, it can be with anything. It can be not only a person, but it can be a place or a thing. It can be whatever that relationship is, whether it's your relationship with money. Your money's not growing because of how you think about your money, so it could be something as simple as that. So just keep that in mind. So that's what I have. And especially I made that reference to money because I felt it after the message that came out for Monday with the money situation, that could be, what stopped that is the way you are looking at and perceiving that money situation in your relationship with money, and that may be causing a blockage, which that X can be not only a stop, but a blockage of some kind. So, and that could even tie back, honestly, to our overall message of, letting go of toxic thought patterns, behaviors, perceptions. That could be one that you have, and maybe you're letting go of that. And that's why there's this energy that around you that something financially maybe or some kind of abundance may be coming towards you and starting to move because you've let go of a toxic behavior pattern or thought pattern that you've had around money. And so the Tuesday message was just kind of a warning of saying, be careful that you don't get in that, fall back into that old pattern or way of thinking, because it's going to block it. It's not going to allow the situation to grow for you. So I think that was the important message that wanted to come through. So then for Wednesday, we have feeling kind of silly. I see that as that inner child that we talked about, feeling more playful, more fun, more silly, wanting to go out and have a good time, especially if the weather's been nice for you where you're at. I feel that is that need to get out and have some fun. Almost, be silly, have some fun. Okay. Yeah, that celebration, I get this as this finished card, I get this as playing games. You compete, competing, playing games, where you have to finish something, complete something. I have the card of celebration, so it's, this is partying to have some fun, and then with this column card, it's like, I feel like, you're coming from a kind of grounded place, that even though you're going out and being silly and fun, you're being responsible. I see that as kind of you're being responsible about it and not, getting too carried away kind of thing. I mean, it is the middle of the week, that's Wednesday's energy. Or maybe not, like anticipating biting off more than you can chew, spending more than you should, kind of energy. That's kind of what I'm getting for Wednesday. So for Thursday, if you went out and partied Wednesday night, you might be feeling this way, wouldn't you? Oh, that's that responsibilities. I'm feeling that responsibilities, feeling the weight of the world. So maybe, if you went out and did or maybe you're having, like restless night, because I do have kind of burdens. Maybe what you've been doing has been like trying to work through this energy, this toxic pattern of behavior, or break out of this. Like I said at the beginning, I felt those energies of being stuck, or those harder energies, working with those harder energies that can make us feel like we can't do something, maybe a little bit depressed. Us breaking free of that, and maybe we're still recovering from that a little bit. Like we're excited to get out and start things, especially with it spring, and do things and be active, as we kind of saw on Sunday. That busy as a bee, kind of getting out, doing things, being active. But that may be toward the end of the week, us wearing a little bit on us, that we're maybe going to need a little more rest. Maybe we tried to take on a little bit too much and do a little bit much, and that responsibility card is, or I'm feeling, is maybe being kind of paying attention and being aware, being responsible in how you do things. And then I think once you lay these burdens down, take a minute to rest. I think you might have some creative insight that might come through as well. Toward the end of the week on Thursday, you might see, I see this as, right now I'm picking up like a creative energy type vibe, like feeling creative, feeling like you want to, like having, I don't see it as like insight or a bright idea so much as just creative energy, feeling more creative in some aspect or some way. I'm getting a very general feeling off of that, not a very specific one. So that's what we have for Thursday. Let's go ahead and see what our mood is going to be on Friday as we start the weekend. Back in that potentially criticizing in type energy. But I'm really been picking up here where I picked up earlier in the week, judging and criticizing. I'm feeling more. I was drawn more to frustrated, his mouth, like that kind of more frustrated. I'm a little bit frustrated. And it might be that you're feeling, if with the energies we saw on Thursday, it might be just feeling a little frazzled. Like people might be getting on our nerves a little bit by the end of the week, because we're just a little bit frazzled. We've done too much, and we're maybe a little bit exhausted. And if you're exhausted, you sometimes we tend to get short or irritable with people. That's what I'm picking up on. You might feel come Friday, especially as we kind of end that work week. It might been I get that feeling, like what I'm really picking up is kind of that feeling of like, if you're working in an industry where, and this isn't going to be for everyone, it's just kind of a analogy, but I'm picking up that energy of like, if you're a waiter or waitress, and that person that comes in right at the last minute before your close, that keeps you there longer, or same thing like customer service, where somebody is just being very difficult, to work with, where it's like all your mind is on wanting to get your work day done, but there's somebody that is making that challenging to have be in the kind of good energies. And I even, let me get one more card, but I find, this is actually pretty interesting, the message that I have come through. So I get that, if that happens, if you have somebody that is irritating you, stop and take a step back, try and not come from a place of argumentativeness, be kind. I see this is don't be in this energy, be in a kind, compassionate energy, because that's not, when we have a broken heart, we tend to be in pain, and when we're in pain, we don't always act in the best way. So I see this as needing to be not in that energy, but working together with the whatever situation this is or person that might get you feeling a little frustrated at the end of the week. Approach the situation with kindness and compassion. Do your best to not be irritable, and understand they're not doing this personally to make your day horrible, which it may come across or feel that way to you, but no, it's not their intention. So and you'll get through it and it'll be fine. So whatever it is for you. So we're going to go ahead and go into our last day of the week, Saturday, for this coming week. And I got two that popped out. And I feel this is somebody, and it's almost that energy from Friday. It's like as the week culminates, it's that not only that a little bit of exhaustion that we were seeing toward the end of the week, but that frustration kind of almost picking up of almost feeling like we're still in that, like, not getting enough rest, feeling frazzled, feeling like just everything's getting under our skin kind of feeling. Maybe, it's around maybe this toward the end of the week, or, going into the weekend, you're getting, I'm picking up more than, this is usually, my cycles or going around, but this time I'm really picked up on the snake as like the deceptive energies, that maybe someone's being a little bit deceptive with you, and you're just not tolerating it because you're not in that frame of mind, I think someone has talked to you in a manner, or a situation has happened that, like, it's almost that either voices were raised, I can't deal with you right now, kind of that slamming the door, somebody storming off, slamming the door energy, and got you, this, I see this as that up in our head, really just angry, frustrated kind of situation. Like, I just want to be left alone. That I'm tired. I just want to be left alone because somebody or something has been, it's like trying your last nerve, so to speak. And that's what I really am picking up on, is kind of that energy of someone trying your last nerve, like, I just can't deal with this right now, sort of energy. So that's the messages I have for the week, kind of set the tone for the week. Please, if any of these messages resonate with you, or, please feel free to comment down below. I'm always interested to hear from people and see if any of these messages are resonating with you, if you experience any of these things or not. I would really love that for people to do that, if you feel moved to do so. Don't feel like you have to, of course. I'm fine either way. But I do appreciate any comments that come through. I will read them and I will go through them. I also have my email address in the comments below as well. So you can always reach out to me by email if you have something you want to discuss. I'm not doing private readings. I may at some point in the future, but I'm not right now. So, because this is something I just do for fun right now. I do have a full-time job. This is just something I do for fun, just to have some fun and try and help some people, share my gifts, like I said. So thank you if you listen to this message. And like I said, if you feel moved to, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I'll go ahead and bid you farewell and joy, love, and light. I hope you have a great, great week wherever you are in the world. See ya.